Imagine stumbling on a file that wasn't meant for human eyes. One that cursed everyone who watched it. In 2005, a video appeared on the early internet. Hidden in prank folders. Buried in forum threads. Millions watched it. Hundreds claimed it ruined their lives. They reported paranoia. Nightmares. A feeling that something was watching them back. This is the story of the cursed video files. The footage that should have stayed buried. Tonight, we're investigating the most notorious cursed videos in internet history. We'll explore Rubber Johnny, the disturbing music video that became a viral nightmare. The Croatian Stalking Tape, alleged police footage of something inhuman hunting teenagers. And the video dating tape, where an awkward dating profile turned into something sinister. We'll break down exactly what these videos show, frame by frame. We'll trace how they spread across the internet, spawning hundreds of mirrors and thousands of victim stories. We'll examine the psychological effects reported by viewers. Paranoia. Sleep disturbances. The feeling of being watched. And we'll answer the question everyone asks. Are these videos truly cursed? Or is something else happening? By the end, you'll understand why these files continue to haunt the internet 2 decades later. And why some things are better left unwatched. The story begins in 2005. YouTube was brand new. Social media barely existed. The internet was still the Wild West. Forums like 4chan and Something Awful were where people gathered to share strange content. That's where Rubber Johnny first appeared. The video was created by Chris Cunningham, a respected music video director for electronic artist Aphex Twin. It was experimental art. Avant-garde cinema. Shot in night vision with strobing lights. The star was a deformed child, played by Cunningham himself in prosthetics, writhing to distorted beats in a dark basement. Officially, it was released as a DVD in art shops. But on the internet, it took on a life of its own. Someone ripped the video and hid it in prank folders. You download what you thought was a normal file. A movie. A game. A collection of music. Then suddenly, Rubber Johnny would start playing. Full screen. Full volume. The strobing lights. The distorted face. The unsettling movements. It traumatized thousands of unsuspecting viewers. Many were teenagers, watching alone at night. The shock was visceral. And that's when the story started. People on forums began reporting strange experiences after watching. They felt paranoid. Like they were being observed. Some claimed to see the deformed figure from the video in their peripheral vision. Others reported nightmares so vivid they stopped sleeping. The video became known as Cursed. The first major cursed video of the YouTube era. But Rubber Johnny was just the beginning. Around the same time, another video surfaced on Eastern European forums. The Croatian Stalking Tape. The description claimed it was leaked police footage from Croatia. Security camera material from a stalking investigation. The video was low quality. Grainy. The kind of compression you'd expect from early 2000s surveillance equipment. It showed what appeared to be teenagers walking through a parking lot at night. Nothing unusual at first. Then, in the background, a figure appears. Wearing what looks like a burlap sack over their head. The figure follows the teenagers. Stalking them from a distance. The teens don't notice at first. They're laughing, talking. But the figure gets closer. And closer. Then the most disturbing moment happens. The figure briefly removes the sack. What's underneath doesn't look human. The face is wrong. Distorted. Some viewers claimed it looked skeletal. Others said it resembled a mannequin. The teens finally notice and run. The video cuts to static. No resolution. No explanation. Just abrupt terror. The Croatian Stalking Tape spread rapidly. But unlike Rubber Johnny, which had a known creator, this video was anonymous. No one claimed responsibility. No one could verify if it was real police footage. Croatian authorities never confirmed or denied its existence. The mystery deepened. And the curse claims multiplied. By 2008, a third video entered the Cursed collection. The video dating tape. This one was different. It appeared to be a VHS dating profile from the 80s or 90s. The kind lonely people would record and send to matchmaking services. The video starts innocently enough. A man in a Hawaiian shirt sits in a living room. He introduces himself, talks about his hobbies, his interests. His voice is soft, almost whisper quiet. But there's something off about his mannerisms. The way he stares at the camera too long. The way his smile doesn't reach his eyes. As the video continues, his behavior becomes stranger. He starts making comments that don't fit a dating profile. Cryptic statements. References to watching, to waiting, to knowing where you live. Then, without warning, his demeanor changes completely. The friendly mask drops. His voice lowers to a threatening whisper. The audio becomes distorted. And here's where it gets truly disturbing. Some viewers claimed that if you played the audio backward during these sections, you could hear a message. Don't watch. Don't share. It's too late for you. Let's break down what made these videos so effective at creating their cursed reputation. First, the technical qualities. All three videos shared similar characteristics. Low resolution, poor audio quality, glitchy compression artifacts. These weren't polished productions. They looked and felt like found footage. Like something that wasn't meant to be seen. The low quality actually enhanced their disturbing nature. It made them feel real. Authentic. Like genuine documentation of something wrong. The human brain is wired to find patterns and meaning, even where none exist. This is called pareidolia. When you combine poor video quality with disturbing imagery, your brain fills in the gaps. It creates details that aren't there. Amplifies threats. Sees faces in the static. This psychological phenomenon explains why people reported seeing different things in the Croatian stalking tape face. Their brains were literally creating horror from ambiguity. Second, the uncanny valley effect. This is the unsettling feeling you get when something appears almost human but not quite. All three videos exploited this perfectly. Rubber Johnny's prosthetic face. The Croatian stalker's masked appearance. The dating tape man's off mannerisms. They all triggered that primal discomfort. That sense that something is pretending to be human but failing. Third, the context of discovery. Most people didn't seek these videos out. They stumbled upon them. They were tricked into watching them. This matters psychologically. When you choose to watch horror, you're prepared. Your defenses are up. But when horror ambushes you, the impact is much stronger. The trauma deeper. You weren't ready. You didn't consent. That violation creates lasting unease. The video spread through a pattern that became predictable. First, someone would post the original on a forum. Then others would mirror it. Create copies. Re-upload to different sites. Each mirror would accumulate views, comments, stories. By 2010, Rubber Johnny alone had spawned hundreds of reposts and creepypastas. Fictional horror stories claiming to explain the video's origins. Some said Cunningham filmed a real deformed child and was haunted by guilt. Others claimed the basement in the video was a real location where murders occurred. None of it was true. But the stories became part of the legend. The video dating tape generated similar lore. People claimed to have tracked down the man in the Hawaiian shirt. Said he was a real serial killer. That victims were found in the house shown in the video. Again, no evidence. Just speculation feeding on fear. The Croatian stalking tape remained the most mysterious because of its anonymous origins. Without a creator to debunk it, people were free to believe anything. Some claimed the teens in the video were never found. That they vanished that night. Others said the figure in the sack was a cryptid. A supernatural entity. A demon. Forums like 4chan and Reddit became battlegrounds. People argued about authenticity. Shared supposed evidence. Posted follow-up sightings. Then things got darker. Viewers started reporting real-world effects. Not just nightmares. Not just paranoia. Actual changes in their lives. One user on a horror forum posted about watching Rubber Johnny and developing insomnia that lasted months. Another claimed the Croatian video made them afraid to go outside at night. They'd see figures in their peripheral vision. Shapes that vanished when they looked directly. The video dating tape produced the most disturbing reports. Multiple viewers said they received phone calls after watching. Heavy breathing on the line. Whispers. Threats. Were these reports real? Were people genuinely experiencing these effects? Or were they participating in a collective delusion? The answer is complicated. Some reports were clearly exaggerated or fabricated. People seeking attention, wanting to be part of the story. But others seemed genuine, detailed, consistent. Psychological research suggests these people were experiencing real symptoms caused by the nocebo effect. This is the evil twin of the placebo effect. If you believe something will harm you, your body and mind can manifest real symptoms. The expectation creates the reality. If you watch a video expecting to be cursed, expecting bad things to happen, your brain primes itself for anxiety. You become hypervigilant. Notice coincidences you'd normally ignore. Interpret neutral events as threatening. Your sleep suffers because you're anxious. Your anxiety creates paranoia. The paranoia reinforces the belief in the curse. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. By the early 2010s, the cursed video phenomenon had reached critical mass. YouTube documentary channels like Nexpo and Barely Sociable created analysis videos. These reached millions of viewers. Introduced the cursed videos to new audiences. Each analysis video would trigger a new wave of people seeking out the originals. And a new wave of curse claims. The cycle repeated endlessly. So what's the truth behind these cursed videos? Let's examine each one. Rubber Johnny is the easiest to explain. It's confirmed art. Chris Cunningham has given interviews about creating it. The prosthetics were made by a professional effects team. The basement was a set. The entire project was documented. There's no mystery. No curse. Just experimental cinema that happened to traumatize people when presented out of context. The fear is real. The art is real. But the supernatural element? Purely psychological. The video dating tape is more complicated. No one has definitively identified the creator or the man in the video. But video analysis suggests it's staged. The lighting is too good for an amateur VHS recording. The camera angles too deliberate. The audio editing too sophisticated for the era it supposedly represents. Most likely, it's a short horror film created by an anonymous filmmaker. Posted online as found footage to enhance the scare factor. The backward audio messages? They're there. You can verify this yourself with audio software. But they were obviously added intentionally. This wasn't discovered by accident. It was designed to be found. A clever addition to make the video seem more mysterious. The Croatian stalking tape remains the biggest question mark. Croatian police have never acknowledged it. No missing person reports match the scenario. Video forensics experts who've analyzed it note several red flags. The compression artifacts aren't consistent with actual surveillance footage from that era. The camera movements seem too smooth. Too cinematic. The most likely explanation? It's another staged horror piece. Possibly created by film students or amateur horror enthusiasts. The anonymous posting was intentional. Mystery was always part of the plan. But here's where it gets interesting. Even if we accept that all three videos are hoaxes or art projects, that doesn't fully explain their impact. Why did these specific videos become cursed when thousands of other disturbing videos didn't? The answer lies in timing and presentation. These videos emerged during a perfect storm moment in internet history. 2005 to 2010. Social media was exploding. Viral content was a new concept. Forums were the primary way people shared media. There was no algorithm curating content. No content warnings. No age restrictions that actually worked. People, especially young people, were exposed to things they weren't prepared for. Additionally, these videos were presented as real, as found footage, as genuine documentation of something disturbing. That framing matters enormously. When you watch a horror movie, you know it's fiction. Your brain processes it differently. But when something is presented as real, your brain treats it as a genuine threat. Finally, the spread pattern created a self-reinforcing legend. Each person who watched and reported effects validated the curse for others. The social proof accumulated. If hundreds of people say they were cursed, it becomes harder to dismiss. Even if rationally you know curses aren't real, doubt creeps in. The psychological explanation for the curse effects is well established. Anxiety disorders. Suggestion. The nocebo effect. Mass psychogenic illness. These are documented phenomena. They explain all the reported symptoms without requiring any supernatural element. But telling someone their curse is psychological doesn't make them feel better. The fear is real. The symptoms are real. The suffering is real. Knowing it's in your head doesn't make it go away. Some viewers did experience genuine psychological harm from these videos. Trauma can come from many sources, including media. And for vulnerable individuals already dealing with anxiety or other mental health challenges, a disturbing video can be a trigger. This is why content warnings exist. Why age restrictions matter. The creators of Rubber Johnny likely never intended to traumatize teenagers. But impact matters more than intent. So where does this leave us? The cursed videos aren't supernatural. They are not actual curses. But they are powerful examples of how media can affect psychology, how presentation shapes perception, and how internet culture can transform art or hoaxes into modern urban legends. The legacy of these videos endures because they tap into something primal. The fear of the unknown. The terror of being watched. The dread of stumbling onto something forbidden. These are ancient fears. They predate the internet by millennia. But the internet gave them new form. New ways to spread. New audiences to terrify. Today, the original uploads have mostly been removed. DMCA takedowns. Terms of service violations. Privacy complaints. But mirrors remain. On Vimeo. On Rumble. On obscure file sharing sites. The videos persist because the legend persists. And new viewers continue to seek them out. Driven by curiosity. By the desire to test their courage. By the thrill of forbidden content. If you're tempted to search for these videos after watching this, consider carefully. Not because they're cursed. They're not. But because disturbing imagery can have real psychological effects. Especially if you're watching alone. Late at night. In a suggestible state. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real and perceived threats when it comes to triggering anxiety. The curse isn't in the video. It's in how you process what you see. That's actually more frightening than any supernatural explanation. Because it means the danger is real. Just not in the way people think. The cursed video phenomenon teaches us important lessons about media literacy. About the power of framing and context. About how communities can create shared beliefs that feel real even when they're not. And about the responsibility creators have when making disturbing content. Like the viewer we met at the start of this video, many people stumbled onto these files unprepared. That accidental discovery amplified the trauma. Made the curse narrative more believable. More powerful. The cursed videos will likely never be fully explained. The Croatian Stalking Tape's creator may never come forward. The video dating tape's origins may remain forever mysterious. And that's probably how they want it. Mystery is part of the appeal. Part of what keeps the legend alive. But now you know the truth behind the curse. The psychology. The timing. The mechanisms. You understand why these specific videos gain such power. And why that power persists even today. If you made it through this video safely, without nightmares, without paranoia, congratulations. You've proven that knowledge is the best defense against fear. Understanding how these videos work strips away their power. The curse only works if you believe in it. I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video. It helps more people find this kind of content. Deep investigations into internet mysteries and urban legends. The real stories behind the fear. And if you want more like this, if you want to explore other cursed content, other internet mysteries, other psychological phenomena, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We go deep on topics other channels won't touch. Next week, we're investigating another internet legend. The video game that allegedly drove players to madness. The code that shouldn't exist. And the conspiracy theory that connects it to government experiments. You definitely don't want to miss that one. Leave a comment and let me know. Have you encountered any of these cursed videos? Did you experience any effects? Or do you think it's all psychological? I read every comment and I'm genuinely curious about your experiences. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, the scariest things aren't supernatural. The tricks our own minds play on us. Thanks for watching.